Hey, it's me. Before the video starts, I was gone for a couple of days. I didn't really get the chance to upload this when I wanted to, so it's been a while. So some of the information in this video may be inaccurate now or something. I haven't checked. I only just got back home from a trip, so sorry about that. Also, I get a bit heated toward the end, so sorry. Okay, love you. Bye. Mwah, 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 mwah. Hello people, it's me, your boy. I zip-tied my penis to a brick on youtube.com. I'm making a video today about a piece of content I saw by a guy by the name of Istura. Now, generally, this guy's content is really good, and I mean really fucking good, like probably one of the best GTA YouTubers out there. He deserves way more recognition. But, it doesn't quite reign true about this video. Needless to say, there are some points in this video I didn't quite agree with, so today I'm going to make a response video, if you can really call it that. A couple things before I start. I'm only going to show the parts that I blatantly disagree with, because I want you to watch the video for yourself and make your own opinions. I don't want to rehash his whole fucking video and just profit off of his work. And secondly, this video is probably going to suck. I'm just going to do it quickly. I'm just going to shit it out because I have other stuff to do today, believe it or not. So, leave now if you don't like awful content.
Actually, I genuinely do think grinders and their mindset regarding playing the game, amongst other similar types of GTA fans and players, have actually negatively impacted the game far worse than even the worst griefers.
Keep that statement of his in mind, by the way, because that comparison comes up later as well. Again, believe it or not. Anyways, continue the video.
I genuinely do think this is the case. And not only that, by the end of this video, you too will likely feel the same way as I do. Let me ask you a question. Who is your favourite character in GTA Online?
Tao Cheng, Tony, Pavel, Lester.
What is your favourite storyline?
Contract, or maybe Casino.
Which character arc is your favourite?
Not completely necessary, but probably Lester.
These are probably hard questions to answer,
Not in the slightest.
since there kind of is no story.
There are multiple stories that all add up to one larger story that is supposed to be the story of your character. It's called interlinked storytelling. I'll admit it's not the best story, but I mean, that was never really the point of the game, and all things considered, it's really not that bad. So, right about here, he begins to start bringing up the gameplay of GTA Online, and uses the KO Perico heist as an example.
Firing a minigun, not alerting NPCs, brain-dead AI, repetitive, boring mission design, mind-numbing setups, annoying, overpowered enemies with aimbot, stealth in a Rockstar game.
Okay, you realize grinders complained about the AI and the level design and the mind-numbing setups or whatever as well, right? In terms of difficult enemies, I mean, that's just natural difficulty progression. They're not going to give you $1.6 million on a plate. They're going to make it a little bit difficult for you, like any other game. Also, the stealth was bad, like, even in story mode. That has nothing to do with the grinders either.
So, okay, the two pillars of good game design are non-existent within GTA Online.
Gameplay and story do both exist. You seem to have only really brought up elements from heists, specifically KO, as an example for why gameplay is bad, which I found interesting. Just don't fucking do KO, or like heists for that matter at all if you don't like them. Do a race, do an adversary mode, fuck around with a nightclub. I don't know. My point is, there's other stuff to do. Like, it's not all about making money, and no matter what, you're never really gonna have empty pockets regardless. You're always gonna have enough to get by. If you wanna make lots of money, then sure, yeah, do KO. But if you really hate it, then don't fucking worry about it. There are other ways to make money regardless.
There's little to no story content and mediocre to outright awful gameplay for the majority of the content.
Matter of opinion.
So, with all this being said, what exactly keeps players coming back and, quote-unquote, enjoying this content?
Right, so he makes the point here that people come back to this game over and over again for the sole purpose of making money. Money that is then spent on random, useless shit. It's so biased, and there's so much being left out here. I'm not even sure how to come at it at this point. Like, I don't even know what angle to start. Just take a listen to this.
Such as a new but slightly faster method of earning money, or hundreds of cars they'll buy and never use after purchasing them, or a new overpowered vehicle they don't like using and complain about the balancing of. Remind me again why people grind.
Like, I'm trying to understand his thinking here, but it's just not making sense to me. Like, cars are fun to collect and to customize, and they look good in a garage, and it gives you alternative options as to how you want to get around if you want to stop hugging the meta. Same with properties. I mean, if you hate chaos so much, there's other ways of making money, new experiences to be had. And in terms of OP equipment, yeah, you're going to want to grind to get those in any game. If everyone else has them and they can fuck you up with them, you're going to want to get money to get them too. That's just logic. These three things he brings up here are not problems, they're not bad, and even if they are, they're not exclusive to grinders in any shape, way, or form.
Grinding, in and of itself, is a pointless and dreadfully boring and tedious way of playing a game.
Again, this is purely a matter of opinion, and it goes for any game, not just GTA.
But the thing is, to those that primarily grind in this game, let me ask you a few more questions. Why do you grind exactly? You'll obviously say that you want to earn money to buy things in the game.
That's not necessarily all of it. Me myself, I'm a huge crime buff. I spend a lot of my time in real life watching mob movies, researching real crime syndicates and gangs and whatnot, and the idea of being able to go out, traffic drugs and whatnot, is fun for me. I enjoy it. It's almost like putting yourself in the headspace of one of the people I read about all day, you know? Even aside from that, having money in this game is having power. And if you're able to walk into a Ponsonby's, drop $300,000 on random V-necks and walk out and not give a shit, that's a feeling that you made it. And ultimately, to me, that feeling is pretty fun.
But what are you going to do with these things? What are you buying exactly? Perhaps a new vehicle, one that helps you grind faster? Perhaps even it's a new property that you want that helps you grind faster? When you're grinding, you're basically a chimp pressing a button, and pressing that button helps you press the button faster next time.
Again, he kind of leaves out a lot of stuff. Does buying upgrades for my casino penthouse really improve my money-making capability? I don't think so. Does buying another luxury apartment increase my money-making capability? No, not in the slightest. Does buying a bunch of mirrors on my Faggio increase my money-making capabilities? No, it doesn't. We're not a bunch of monkeys who only consider our bottom line. That's not how this works. We're still here to have fun. At least most of us.
For those that grind to, let's say, get the vehicles they need to be competitive in PvP, or those that want to get the necessary vehicles to be competitive at racing, this video is not targeted at you. Since you're not grinders, you're a PvP player, or a racer, or whatever, who is only engaging with grinding because it's a barrier to entry for your actual preferred activity you actually find fun.
I mean, by that same logic, I'm a clothing guy, or I'm a property guy, or I'm a penthouse art guy. It doesn't make sense. Grinding is almost always a means to an end. If you have money, chances are at some point or another you're going to want to spend it. And if not, if you have nothing left to spend it on, congratulations, you beat the game. There's no point in grinding. If you're grinding now, it's just because you enjoy it. At that point, you're having fun with the game your way, and not harming anything. So we really don't have any platform to judge you on.
Do you know who else plays the game and is obsessed with a arbitrary number that goes up slightly every time they perform an activity? Do you know who else only cares about increasing a number at any cost, even impacting their own fun? Griefers?
Oh my god, there it is, boys. He said it. He made the comparison. He compared us to our literal polar opposites. Do I even need to explain why this is fucking stupid? Do I even need to begin? Grinders make money for the sake of being able to buy shit, or maybe for an achievement, hitting a certain milestone. Griefers are not like that at all. Griefers make an active effort to make the game less fun for everyone involved. You don't see Steam reviews of people leaving the game behind because there's too many grinders on Mark IIs flying around and fucking up their fun, now do you? And by the way, caring about KD or caring about how much money you have isn't an inherently bad thing. by that same logic, it's stupid to care about what round you got to in COD Zombies or something.
These two categories of players literally play for the exact same thing and for the exact same reasons.
But they play in completely different ways. One that harms the game and one that doesn't.
But that begs the question, at this point where money becomes a pointless number, aren't you the same as a grief of farming for KD?
I'll say this one more time just to drive it home, but no, not even close, nowhere near. The comparison isn't even there.
It got to the point where I literally had no purpose for money at all in the game, because I literally did not even need to go into free mode. At this point, as someone who played RNG and had no need for money, KD was actually a more useful number for me to care about.
Okay, then great, you're in the endgame. Don't bother grinding if you don't want to. You've proven my point. I mean, just because you don't need to grind anymore doesn't mean grinding is somehow bad. You adopted a new playstyle. It doesn't mean that the old one was somehow inferior, or that it's harmful to the game.
You may be saying, fan, that's fair, but groupers harm other players. Grinding money doesn't harm anyone.
I couldn't have said it better myself.
But the thing is, a grinder arguably ruins the fun for a wider range of players in a much more harmful way in the long term, in GTA Online and beyond, by letting Rockstar get away with awful content. Let me ask you this, when a new DLC comes out, when a new update is released, showcasing a new heist for example, what is the first thing a grinder thinks of?
His argument here is that when an update releases, the first thing a grinder is concerned about is how much it pays, and not necessarily if it's well made or fun or well thought out. And ultimately, Rockstar catering to this mindset is slowly ruining the game, which, an interesting take, I'll just say that. Listen, although there are some people in the grinding community who share this sentiment that you seem to be, pinning on them, it's definitely not the majority. They can recognize that if a update is dog shit and it's not fun, then the update is overall bad. And they're not going to be happy about it. They're going to complain just like anyone else. On the flip side of that, if an update is not too well paying, but it's fun, it's well thought out, and people like it, I mean, grinders are going to like it too. Like I said, they're not robots. They enjoy stuff as well. Unfortunately, in this case, it's not 100% wrong. Things being abandoned, even though they're fun, just because they don't pay well, does happen sometimes, and one good example is Arena War, which I thought myself to be pretty enjoyable. Problem is, right on the flip side of that, there's things like the contract, which everyone, including the grinding community, reacted incredibly well to. Like I said, in certain areas of the game, is there a bit of a poor mindset that I wouldn't mind being changed? Yes, there is. Is it grinders ruining the game in any shape, way, or form? No, not at all.
But the thing that you need to think about is if people only care about money when a new update drops, what happens when Rockstar see that people give great reviews saying they want more of this content from things like Caraparico, a heist where the gameplay is awful, the stealth is nonsensical, the story doesn't exist or may as well not exist, the setups are tedious and boring, and the choices for the different paths you can take during the heist amount to a few insignificant differences or absolutely no differences.
Apparently, we get tuners and the contract, two updates that weren't focused on making money but made the community really happy. Also, Cayo Perico isn't nearly as bad as you're making it out to be.
In some instances, why make anything better if Cayo Perico is what satisfies the fans? Why not make more DLCs with all these flaws, since to keep the fanbase happy, all they have to include is a nice fat paycheck at the end of it. Who cares about quality or fun when you can earn money slightly faster than before?
I'll say this once and I'll say it again, grinders don't want flawed, broken, unfun shit. I don't know where this idea came from that they do, but they don't.
In GTA Online, you grind just so you can grind faster. There's no content in this game that makes grinding rewarding.
Right, because grinding our way up to getting a new car or a new weaponized vehicle or some new clothes definitely is not rewarding in any shape, way, or form once we finally get it, right?
In most other games, you choose to play them to have fun. If you're sacrificing your fun to see an arbitrary, pointless number go up just that little bit more, you're going against the very purpose of the thing you're doing.
Well, maybe watching that useless number go up is what they consider fun, huh? In a game like this, people find their own way to have fun. That's just how it works. There are car modding people, there are stunt race people, there are PvP people, there's free mode fuck around with friends kind of people, and then there are grinders. They have fun, in this game the way they want to. Just because it's different from your way doesn't mean it's a bad way. The game was designed so you could have this kind of freedom. And come on, be real with yourself. Grinders aren't actually ruining the game, and thereby aren't hurting anyone. So, why the hell shouldn't they enjoy the game their way? Right, so that about sums up the video in all of its quote-unquote glory. Right, but if you thought the video wasn't very good, wait until you see a comment that was made on the video today by the creator, almost 7 months later, complaining about the new update because it's directed mostly at grinders.
Brew, I was absolutely right with this video. We've gotten an awful DLC focused on almost nothing but increasing payouts, and grinders are sawing out over it, saying it's going to be one of the best DLCs ever. I knew I was right, holy shit.
Listen, I like this guy. I like him a lot. He's a bit of an inspiration to me, actually. But, this comment is just awful. Awful in every single conceivable way. Like, it just sucks, in general. Looks like he had a fucking eureka moment or something, because he's like, oh, I knew it! I knew this video was right! We have an awful DLC based around grinders now! Of course, this is completely discounting Contract and Tuners, neither of which were directed at grinders in any shape, way, or form. In fact, one of them was directed at car people. A completely far-removed group. Secondly, this is a summer update for Grand Theft Auto Online. I'm not sure why you expected something crazy groundbreaking. Third of all, there's a bunch of new missions about investigating the Duggins for the IAA. Story missions. Story, one of the things you complained about in your little video here. Here you're saying it's focused on almost nothing but increasing payouts for grinders, which is a little ridiculous, because it's increasing payouts and stuff that they don't do much anymore. Like old school heists, fucking the adversary modes, races, Doomsday, which needed a buff for years now. Shit that grinders don't generally do a lot of, which ultimately leads to more options to make money other than the oh-so-dreaded KO. Ultimately, that ends up with more people doing these activities, which solves one of the few problems that I had earlier, one of the few things I agreed with you on. The new additions that are for grinders here, they're like, I don't know, have a bar for your fucking clubhouse. I mean, that doesn't sound like it's gonna make a lot of money, but I don't care. I'm still excited for it. It's new content, it sounds fun. As well as that, it's balancing out the Oppressor Mark II, which has been an important thing from the entire community for years now, including you. Oppressor Mark IIs are getting people to leave, okay? Not grinders. And that's a problem that's slowly being solved. So stop acting smugly. You predicted the fucking lotto or something, man. You really didn't. Moral of the story, folks. Grinders are not ruining the game, and this update is proof of jack shit. This video is bad. This comment is really bad, but generally this guy is really, really good. So, please don't go out and send them hate. In the event that Istura actually does see this video, sorry for getting a little bit heated at the end there, but, I'm sorry, that comment kind of radiated dickhead energy. I still love your content, though. Just, we really disagree on some things, I guess. Anyways, this will be all from this quickly edited, thrown together shit show of a video. I hope you have a good night, and I'll see you around.